Why don't we start in Seattle with one of the big stories around the league, which is DK Metcalf has requested a trade. Multiple teams are interested. Multiple teams have reached out to the Seahawks. Asking price, a first and third round pick right now.
I saw you break that this morning. Holy cow. Like, what? That's a lot.
No, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Do I think Seattle knows that's a lot? Absolutely. But they're doing the right thing, right? There's a lot of very desperate teams right now that would love to have DK on their team. And I think this was a way of just trying to bargain and get the best deal they could get. So do I think he'll be traded? Possibly. Do I think that will be the price? No. They're going to come down on that eventually here as teams that were interested, or at least are interested, have already said, yeah, we're not doing that. So we'll see them maneuver a little bit here. He wants a new deal, right? So he wants about 30 a year.
See, that's a lot to me for DK. Like I like DK, obviously, like he is the number one in Seattle, Jackson Smith and Jigba. We don't talk a lot about Seattle on this, but I love their team when they had those three and Tyler Lockett. Gino's still playing at a decently high level. But to say that a team is going to give up a 1 and a 3 and pay you a $30 million deal, I would say you're crazy if all three of those things happen, because I just don't.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't see it. And I don't know if any other teams see DK as a $30 million guy.
Especially teams that have called, right? So we know that the Chargers, the Patriots, the Raiders, the Steelers, these are the big teams that are searching for receivers in this market right now. That is not what they're signing up for, though. That is not the price that they would be looking to pay. The Chargers make the most sense, in my opinion.
Great. I agree, 100%.
Also based on what DK wants. DK wants to play in a warm weather environment. That's important.
Not rain.
Not rain. Yeah, I know. Tell me you've been living in Seattle too long.
Yeah, and of all those teams you said, it's the most elite quarterback, I would say.
I know. It actually works out well that the warm weather quarterback also happens to be Justin Herbert. Which, by the way, when I lived in Seattle, beautiful. Sun out all the time.
What?
Never dealt with rain. Is that crazy?
Every time I've been there, it's been depressing. Love Seattle, actually.
Seattle.
I love the San Juan Islands. We go up to the San Juan Islands. We went whale watching there. We spent many summers up there. Actually, many. We spent 2, but that's many.
Feels
but
like a lot,
it's beautiful up there, but it's always like rainy, and I couldn't do it.
I didn't experience it. So, whenever people ask me about my time when I lived there, I started my sports career
I
there.
didn't even know you lived there.
Yeah, I know. It was a quick hop, a skip, and a jump. And I mean, that was a time in my life I never even left.
Hey, you got a saying right. Hop, skip, and a jump.
No, that wasn't right in that. No, that actually wasn't right.
Yes, it
a
was.
Hop,
It's
skip,
quick.
and a jump means it's
quick.
close.
Yeah, it's quick.
Yeah, but I don't think it was in the right sense. So shout out to the people who know how bad we are at these. Tell me what I meant to say. It was a flash in a pan. It was something quick. I was only there for like a year and a half. It was a... No. Somebody will tell us.
Tell me why this, though. I have a question before you continue. Yep. Why in the world are the Seahawks seemingly getting rid of their 2 best receivers, like Lockett and DK? Let's
just start with Lockett. He's getting older. We're aware of that. And then you take a look at Metcalf's cap hit, $31.8 million. That's the highest among receivers in football right now. So he's costing them a lot of money, and then to have to re-up him again. This is obviously a team that thinks that they can go younger and cheaper. And
wow. I mean, JSN is great, but he has not shown that he can handle being a true number 1 receiver. I think he's got the traits for it, but that brings me to 2, and I know we weren't even supposed to talk about this. I'm going to put you on the spot. What are they doing with quarterback? Because I've heard some swirling rumors of Gino. Is Gino going to be back? Do they still trust in Gino? He's played well. Through his year and 10 years there, but what's the deal with that?
So obviously, the veteran quarterback market right now is it's bizarre is actually how I describe it right now, because everyone is sort of waiting for one of these dominoes to fall to kind of figure out which direction they want to go in. I don't get the sense right now, and this could change as this thing heats up. I don't get the sense that the Seahawks are in on any specific quarterback that's a free agent here. So that tells me Gino is they're fine going with Gino moving forward. And I haven't heard anything, even when I was in Indy, that this is a Seahawks team looking to move away from him. So, those dominoes, which, we'll get into that in a second here.
Where do you see like teams ranking those guys? Let's not even get into money right now, but if you were a team and you had your pick of those guys, like what are the top 2 or 3 guys that you're going to be looking at come this next week?
Well,
It's got to be Devontae, right?
No. Chris Godwin.
Oh.
Chris Godwin.
Okay.
That is the most sought after free agent that I'm hearing about right now.
Juicy. Let's go.
And I know he's coming off the injury,
Yeah.
but everything else about Chris Godwin is incredible. And teams know this. The Bucs know this, which is why the Bucs are trying to sign him up. They do not want to lose him. And I'm curious. I don't know if this is going to be the case, if this is going to be like a Mike Evans situation. Remember, Mike Evans was like, I'm
Yeah.
going to go test the free agency. And then
For sure.
the night before free agency, he signed an
Yeah.
extension with the Tampa Bay Bucs. Apparently, when you go to Tampa, you don't want to leave. People love it there, and I get it.
No state income tax.
Yeah, no state income tax. It's warm. Tampa's a cool city.
I will
You got
say
Baker.
Chris Godwin was, arguably off to the best, not arguably, he was off to the best start of his any season in his career last year before he got hurt. He was leading the league in almost every major category. He was on pace for records in receiving touchdowns, receiving yards, and everything like that. So especially if pair him up with Mike Evans, that makes a lot of sense in the world. But he is going to have a market though, right?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Do you think he touches let's talk money because he's the top and then it's everyone else. Do you think he touches 28, 29 a year? Like, do you think it gets to that? Because it's like, it just seems like this market is moving up.
I think it does, and it's only because of this time of year. And it's because you've got teams that
have a lot of money, like the
money
New
to
England
spend.
Patriots.
The Pats got buckets of cash. And I think in some cases, I'm usually against crazy spending. But if you know as an organization that you have to overspend to get some good players in, you got to be able to swallow that and just eat it for right now, because that they can't change it, right? They can't change that this isn't the strongest free agent class. They can't change that this isn't the strongest draft class. They've got to fill a roster here.
Great.
It's just not like it's not a great year for the Patriots to be so rich.
Yeah, that's actually such a good point,
right? Like
because they got their quarterback. They don't need a quarterback.
Right?
And there's only a couple offensive linemen that are legit in free agency.
Thanks for tuning into Scoop City. If you want to hear more, make sure you like and subscribe. We drop our new episodes every Tuesday and Friday.